Three, two, one, and we're live. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Village Made Podcast. My name is Mavel Himuli, and today we got
Warning. The following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
an exciting episode, man. Today is just another episode that, just like Lala said, we're trying to get canceled. No, just kidding. But this guy is Kolo Tausinga, and man, he's just, if you've seen him on Instagram, you're going to know what we're talking about. You know, this guy shoots from the cuff, no filter. It is what it is. Today, we're going to get a little bit of the story, but also, a little bit of, just the mind, and what goes on and what he's thinking about and how he comes out with these things. So, Kolo, thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you.
All right, let's just get into it. But I guess your name, Kolo, my Kolo, whatever it is, who named you, and the meaning of your names.
Kolo is Dwayne Johnson's The Rock, bro. It's not even Kolo, dude. It's Michael Richard Tausinga is the name.
Wow, okay.
Right? Michael Richard Tausinga, right? So, of course, my fahu named me.
Okay.
My dad's sister named me. But my fahu also named her kids Brian, Sam, Tiffany, Paul, William, and Claudia, right? And then got to me and was like, oh, Michael Richard, your brother Moses and your other brother Reuben. As white as it can get, bro.
Right.
So, yeah, that's where the name comes from.
And the last name?
Tausinga. Yeah. It's Samoan, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Well, from what I've been told, Tausinga is Samoan. It has no meaning in Tongan. You'll never use Tausinga unless you're talking about Kolo Tausinga's an asshole. You know what I mean? Tausinga is Samoan for caretaker, I'm thinking.
Interesting.
Yeah, I gotta ask the homies what it means in Samoan.
And did you have any Samoan history or anything?
No, bro.
It's just Tongan that you know of?
I just knew that it was a Samoan last name. That's what my dad told me.
Right.
So I know the Tongans and the Samoans they'll swap the H and the S.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean with Tausinga, Tauhi is to take care of somebody, shelter somebody. So I'm thinking that's where the Tausinga, the Tausi it comes from. It's from Tauhi. And
interesting.
Yeah, from what I've been told, it's like a version of a Tauhianga.
Okay. Which
in Tongan, like they're to be taken care of, or a place of refuge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come under my wing, bro.
Kolo got you, right? Kolo got you.
Kolo's got you.
And in Tonga, I guess, what villages are your parents from?
So my mom is from a village called Felemea. Felemea, Tonga, right? So,
is that from like the movie, right? Or in The Other Side of Heaven, I think Felemea is one of those.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so
Felemea,
cool. I don't know what these places look like. Have you ever been to Tonga?
Yeah, when I was younger, so not really.
I don't know.
Not really,
I don't know shit about what these places look like. I know the names, and that's it. And so I guess they're given. Every village has like something that's funny about them, right? So Felemea, right? Felemea is known as Felemea Kaipata.
Okay.
The butter eaters, right? So the story is some dude was hungry and it was famine during this time, and the only thing there was a stick of butter. So he ate the stick of butter, bro. Freaking went to school or something and just diarrhea all over himself. So they're like, hey, Felemea Kaipata, dude, what's going on, dude? So But bro, I haven't taken a dump since Friday, bro.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, right? But I'm lactose intolerant, bro. So I sat there, dude, I've taken laxatives. I've done all that, right? Dude, I said, fuck it, I'm going to drink some milk. That, for those who are lactose intolerant, milk.
That's it, yep.
You sit on the toilet, it's bombs over Baghdad, bro. It's done. So last night, dude, this morning, about 3 a.m, Shana goes in the fridge, 2 cups of milk, bro. Dude, I go and I lay down, bro, and all of a sudden I just hear the gurgling. the oncoming doom, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this isn't good. So it worked. Long story short, it worked. So if you're lactose intolerant and constipated, drink that milk. You'll be all right. Number one.
Which goes back to
family mail.
Yeah, exactly.
And then dad's from Ha'alalo. Okay, so Ha'alalo is it's pretty much, I don't know, Ha'akame's they're side by side. They're side by side. It's the same village, you know what I mean? East side, west side, something like that. But Ha'akame is known for eating horse, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. They make horse the best. So yeah,
bro, horses in Ha'akame are sweating like hookers in church, bro. Like freaking no horse is gonna survive in Ha'akame. So that's where my dad's from, and they both ended up moving to. They moved to Hawaii like in the 70s.
Right.
My mom and dad. Not together, but like separately. And they met in Laie. They met in Hawaii. Fell
crazy.
in love and yeah, man. Moved to Salt Lake in, I think it was like 1978 was when they moved out here and were married out here.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it was a huge, long process. My dad's his family kind of like scrapped and saved and sent him and his brothers out here, but they started with his oldest brother, my uncle Selawini, who passed away, right? And Selawini was like he was a big music teacher.
Okay.
Huge. He got his master's from BYUH, I'm thinking, in music. Right, so he was the one who the family banked on to come to the States, get established, and then send for the rest of us.
Right,
which is exactly what he did. If it wasn't for my uncle Selawini, bro, we'd still be in Tonga eating butter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was born 1980. Right, 1980. I was born. I grew up on the east side of Salt Lake City. All right. Yeah. I was born at Holy Cross Hospital was the name of the hospital, okay? And I grew up on the east side, and then we moved to Rose Park. And the weird thing about Rose Park that's different than most neighborhoods back then, right? Growing up in Rose Park, the Tongans and the Samoans rode together, bro.
Oh, wow.
Together, right? That's weird. And then back in back in the 90s, that was unheard of. Samoans and Tongans killed each other.
Right.
There was even a history of Tongans and Samoans killing each other out here. There's an old case from like 1982. I remember I met the dude who got released like maybe 5-6 years ago, but he had been locked up since 1982.
Dang.
There's an old Tongan bar called Pikula's Hut. And like, do you remember the movie Once Were Warriors?
Right.
That's kind of the vibe that Pikula's Hut had.
Right.
And it was two twin brothers were at Pikula's Hut, and they ended up killing the Samoan dude. Well, they didn't kill him right away. They knocked him out, tied him up, tied his legs up, and then tied at the other end of the rope up to the back of their van. And from 35th South of in Salt Lake, 35th South in Redwood, they drove dragging this dude all the way to 21st South. And by the time, they stopped him, I mean, the dude was already, he was just bone. They got locked up, they faced murder charges. Dude, he just got out like maybe 5-6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts, man. So Tongans and Samoans were killing each other. But my neighborhood where I came up from, we rode together, which made it awkward for, the Tongans and the Samoans. Because their cousins from whatever neighborhood hated us. And then our cousins from other neighborhoods hated them. But,
But you guys rode together.
We rode together.
So did that turn like families against each other?
Hell yeah.
Because some families like in Rose Park?
Rose Park.
But then they had friends out in like maybe other neighborhoods. And they just like...
It was bad. Yeah. It was bad. So some of my closest friends are Samoans. I love them to death, man. From the Solovis, the Sawayas, the Masinas. Dude, those are my boys, man. Right. I have nothing but love for them. But we would go to like these church dances, right, together. And then I'd see a cousin of mine that was from West Valley or Kearns or whatever. And they would be like, hey, is that your homeboy? And I'll be like, yeah, dude, that's my homeboy. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go head up with him. And I was like, nah, bro, you're not.
Right.
And he goes, what? We're family. And I was like, bro, I see you once a year at family reunions. I go home with this dude. I'm able to walk into his house and go straight to the fridge, make me something to eat before I even say hi to anybody. So I don't even have that luxury at your house. What makes you think I'm gonna? No, that's my brother, bro. You're not gonna do it. And it would pop off from there.
Wow.
And it was crazy, bro. It was a crazy time. The mid '90s to like, man, the mid 2000s. It was on and popping. It was crazy. Kite.
We just talked about it.
Yeah. It's no joke, man. It was, but I mean, it's died down a lot. Either it died down a lot or it's undercover or what, but there was a time like on site, you know what I mean? If we got caught slipping, they would shoot at us. The same with us, we would shoot them up, and then drugs came into the picture. And yeah, dude, it was rough out here for a minute.
Man, so I mean, like just talking about your childhood a little bit of, about that, but what about the culture in the home when you got home? Like what were some of the traditions or cultures or etiquettes, the Tongans that what's taught?
I guess typical Tongan upbringing. You know what I mean? Respect. So like the Kolo that's on Instagram, okay, the Kolo on Instagram, it's definitely not the Kolo at mom's house. You know what I mean? Eating. Definitely not.
Right.
But at the same time, like, there were I didn't have any sisters in the house.
Oh, wow. So
it's me and my little brothers.
Okay.
That was it. So mom always worked. Mom was a nurse. She was gone. Dang, I'd 6 days out of the week working 18-hour shifts. Dad worked at the airport, and then so it was me and my little brothers, and then my great grandparents had come down from Tonga to help my mom. When they came down, like, I mean, we kind of pretty much had free reign, and I think that's where we kind of went out. There was no disciplinary figure in the house. So we'd go out and we just cause ruckus. And then come home, grandparents be there. They, you know what I mean? Oh, heck yeah. Thanks. You're all faded and high or whatever.
Right.
Thanks, Grandma. All right, go to sleep. So that was our upbringing.
So you mentioned just your brothers. How many siblings do you have?
3. It's just 3 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
And then the 2 under you?
Yeah, I had 2 first cousins. I had a first cousin from my mom's side and a first cousin from my dad's side that kind of pretty much grew up in the same house. But, I mean, in a typical Tongan house, it was separated. All right, girls, you're over here. Yeah. You do not go in the same room as it was like that. But yeah, I consider them sisters.
Okay.
I consider them sisters. But yeah, that was I guess pretty much the 5 of us growing up. But the original 3 was just me and my little bros, yeah. What was,
I mean, I understand that you're speaking Tongan. How was that taught in the home, or was that just kind of like you were raised, or?
My great-grandparents didn't speak English.
Okay.
So me and my brothers had to speak Tongan. The English is my second language, right? My first English words were no English to the people who knocked on the door, right? So yeah, my grandparents, we had to speak Tongan in order to communicate with my grandparents. Yeah, man.
I think it's cool too, because during like the stuff that you do on Instagram, you go in between Tongan and English. I think that's a cool, because you can do that.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy because like I have followers that don't speak a lick of English, and don't DM me. Shana, I have video for Tonga. You know what I mean? Do a Tongan video. Right. I'm like, bro, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, my following on Instagram it's all over the place, bro. It's
That's
all over
interesting.
the place. Yeah.
And then I know you kind of touched on it with the gangs, growing up and stuff. Did you get too much into that, or how was that trying to navigate, the gang life and I guess drugs, like you talked about, because it got kind of heavy at some point,
So where I'm from in Rose Park, you got nowadays it's called RPF. All right, it's the Rose Park family, and that's Tongans and Samoans.
Okay.
One neighborhood. When I was growing up, it was RPH. The Samoans in the neighborhood were RPH, the Rose Park Hamos, and then the Tongans were from the Tonga style gang. That's where I'm from, right? And we rode together like that, right?
Okay.
The thing was when we kicked it together, like each one of these sets like had their own beefs. But when we rode together like that, we inherited all the beef from the other side, right? And so we were getting it from everywhere. The Mexican and the blacks, the Mexicans and the blacks that we had beef with now had beef with the Samoans. The Samoans who had beef with other Tongans, because Tongans are, there was a whole lot more Tongans than the Samoans back then. Their beef with the Tongans now became our beef, and so it was. Yeah, it was pretty bad. We inherited a lot of different beefs, but then the gangbanging, it took its natural course, from fights, stabbings, shootings. And then the drugs hit the scene like maybe mid to late 90s. And dude, meth, once it gets its claws in you, bro, it's no joke, man. I got friends today that are still about it. Like, dog, we're in our late 30s, man.
Right.
What are you doing, bro? And they're, they just can't break free. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, dude, Hawaii, right? I spent a day in Hawaii, and I was like, dude, these motherfuckers are crazy, guys, bro. Yeah, dude, Hawaii's, man, Mets got Hawaii by the balls, for real. Yeah. And it had its claws in me for cool 9 years, maybe.
Dang.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. So 2006, April 1st, 2006 was the last time I ever touched it. That's my sobriety date.
Cold turkey, or you?
Cold turkey.
Oh wow.
Cold turkey. Me and my homeboy K Barber are the only dudes that I know that did it. Oh nah, I mean, I don't want to drop any names, but me, K Barber, my boy Roscoe. My little brother Roscoe and maybe a couple of stopped. And if you ask any meth head out there, that it's impossible.
Right.
I testify to you that it is possible. But I mean, like that line, right? Mavel, the process of getting off of it is like you will fight the worst demons you have ever. Like there have been times where I'm so langaquete to get a hit of it after, like a few days of being without it, that I'm thinking like, dude, I'd rather just blow my brains out right now than to feel this freaking urge to do it. You know what I mean? So like I would have the gun right there in my hand, like, and it takes every ounce of energy you got, of positivity that you can muster up to move along with it, man. It's nuts, dude.
What helped you get over, or how was it? Family members, or was it your wife, or at the time, no, or
It was honestly, dude.
Was it just yourself?
There was a couple events that kind of led up to it. I don't know if this is going to get me a drop. I'm going to drop any names, but there's a specific incident. There is a excuse me. We were in a dope house in South Salt Lake, right? And it was me and a few of my friends were in there. And this lady, she texts one of the homies that she needs some shit. She needs a sack. So my boy's like, yeah, come through. She shows up to the house, bro, with a baby in a baby seat. And she walks in and she's got her phone on, she's talking to somebody, I don't know who. And then she pulls out the money and she hasn't said a word to any of us. She pulls out the money, throws it down on the table. And my boy, he's on the other side of the counter, throws her, the bag of meth. And she grabs it and she's on the phone and, her baby's on the ground, starts crying. And she's looking at the bag, measuring it out. And the baby starts crying. So she's still on the phone, blabbering 100 miles an hour like most tweakers do. And she picks up the baby and she starts breastfeeding the baby, right? I'm sitting there like, what is this lady doing? She needs to get the hell out. Get your stuff and go.
Right.
No, bro. She's breastfeeding the baby. She's got her freaking phone and she's talking to whoever. She takes the bag and she dumps a little bit on top of her boob, right? And just, while she's breastfeeding the baby, bro, I'm looking at it. My homeboy that's standing next to me, he had just had his son like maybe a week before that. He was trying to go the better route. This shocked him. Like I looked up and, I looked up at him and he's just got this, his eyes are wide, like, how can you do that, right? Dude, he shot her. He shot her dead in the leg, bro. He shot her dead in the leg and she jumps up. She's so high on meth that it doesn't even faze her. She tries to rush my homeboy.
Jeez.
She's got the baby in one arm and she's swinging, like trying to hit my dude. My boy cocks back, wham, hits her one time, she drops. And we all get up and run, dude. We're about to run out of the house. And somebody says, hey, what about the baby?
Right.
And I was like, get the baby. Like like an idiot. So we grabbed the baby, bro. We grabbed the baby, put the baby in the car seat, and we take off. And then by the time we get into the car, like, somebody had called the cops. The cops are already pulling up to this apartment. We get to the car, we're like, why the fuck did we grab this baby, bro? And then so we decide, all right, take this baby straight to the hospital. So we take the baby. The baby's covered in blood. We're all covered in blood. You know what I mean? So we take the baby. We drop the baby off at the emergency room. A couple days later, it comes out on the news. This lady is like getting donations from all of Utah. She told everybody that she was the victim of somebody trying to steal her baby. Somebody had walked up on her while she was walking home from some store, shot her and stole her baby. Right? And I was like, oh, hell no. And she's sitting on like freaking, I don't know, the donations were in the tens of thousands at this point. She called us that night, bro. Hey, can I get some more?
Wow.
Dude, meth is like, cocaine's a hell of a drug, but meth will make you sell your soul, dude. Yeah, it's ugly, man. But that, after seeing that, I said, dude, I don't want that.
Right.
I do not want that. And that was like one of the biggest things that made me want to change. But I mean, stories like that are a dime a dozen in that game. A dime a dozen. There's so many freaking horror stories behind meth. I mean, I look back and I can laugh about her getting shot, but I mean, that's the only way I can look at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have to smile and be like, stupid tweaker. That's what you freaking get. You know what I mean? Because if I'm like, oh, poor mother, we endangered your life. Nah, fuck that.
Right.
You're a stupid tweaker. Why would you endanger your baby like that? So I got to look back at my past with a smile and just laugh about it. That's my point of view on things.
Man, I'm sure a lot of looking back on your past, a lot of the scars, whether it's physical or whether it's emotional, right? Or, and, those things, I'm sure those have helped you to be the person you are today.
Yeah.
And in sharing that, I didn't want to share it just, for like the bad example of it or, just the bad part, but just to know that there's, the other side of it.
Yeah, man.
That you can come clean or you can actually do good,
Straight up, there is a silver lining. The grass is definitely green on this side of the fence. So if anybody, if any of y'all are facing that demon, trust me, it's worth the fight. You know what I mean? It is worth the fight. You will make it out of it. Bro, I think, man. So my wife, right? My wife, bless my wife, bro. My boy Kite said it on his podcast, you know, that's my boss. I need to shout her out. Sorry, babe, we wait kind of long, but I meant to shout you out first. But my wife, bro, is like, so the only way I can describe it is we were in church one Sunday, and the bishop, Nate Moleni, I work with him too, but I've never spoken to him on the rap, but he gets up, bro, and he says this talk. He says this, and it stuck with me ever since. But he said, the gospel will shoot like a harpoon through the dark to grab you and pull you back into the light. Like that stuck with me ever since he said it 10 years ago or whatever. Bro, my wife is my harpoon. She shot out of the dark and pulled me back. Dude, the first Sunday that of 2011, the first Sunday, she took me back to church. That was the first time I'd stepped back into church in over 10 years.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah, bro. I will forever be in debt to my wife for doing that. And like, I know what people are saying, you know, I mean, yeah, church this, church that. No. There's what people don't understand, right? The people that are seeing this, that I'm hoping will see this is my own homies that, you know, maybe have strayed off or whatever. But dude, there is a certain like happiness that comes only from that. And you know, I mean, from just worshiping,
right?
Just praying. Whether you smoke, you drink, or whatever, there's a certain comfort that you get that you can't get from anywhere else after you walk out of that chapel and you hear somebody else's testimony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard to like say, hey, dude, go to church. You'll feel better. It just doesn't sound right. Like, you gotta like actually just grab them by the freaking goatee. Like, dude, check this out, dude. This is actually pretty good. But yeah, man, I gotta thank my wife for giving me that, man.
Shout out to the wife, man.
Shout out to the wife.
Yeah, I guess if not, Kolo would have been off and out doing something.
I guarantee I'd be back on the pipe. I'd be in prison, buried. I know it. My appetite for that, for those chemicals was that bad. Yeah, but
crazy, man. Well, and also, I guess just talking about childhood with Kite and, you know, like talk about your friends and talk about some of the things that you missed from childhood, you know, that maybe nowadays that maybe some of the younger people could learn from, you know, or like just about whether it's your childhood or whether it's just the kids from the block, or, you know. You know.
Well, so my generation, the one that the kids that I grew up with, that they're so all over the place. Like, I mean, which every generation is going to be.
Right.
But even my closest friends, I got friends that are, you know, in and out of prison. I got friends that are, you know, bishops, and it's just a huge. It's really wide, you know. I mean, they're all over the place. I think with me, like, I don't know how to say it, man. Like, I think my closest set of friends right now is probably like my kalapu, bro. All right, so my kalapu is called the Hog Farm. All right, the Hog Farm is my kalapu. A Hog Farm comes from the House of Gravy. Okay, the House of Gravy. Okay. Back in the day in Salt Lake, there was another kalapu here called the House of Berries. That's the OG kalapu amongst the younger kids at the time. Was the House of Berries. Dude, they ran it out of my boy Henry Kafusi. I work with him at Delta, but the House of Berries was the spot, bro. And so one day, like, out of just pure coincidence, we had run out of beer in 1997, right? We ran out of beer. Nobody was wanting to go and steal any more beer, you know. But I was like, hey, dude, my dad's got a bunch of kava. Right? So we go and we grab my dad's kava. And we start making it. None of us know shit about making kava, bro.
So kava wasn't a big thing back at that time? No. Or just your group or friends? just didn't know how to make
consider it. It was an old man thing, you know what I mean? Or the House of Berry started doing it. We were like, man, you guys are wasting your time, you know? We're drinking our liquor, our beer. And then we mixed the kava, but we mixed it so wrong, bro. It came out to the consistency of gravy. Like we could stand the spoon up and it would just slowly... And we drank it, and we were so fucked up off of this kava, dude. Like, we were twisted, bro. It had gotten us to the point that no weed has ever gotten to us before. Right. No liquor has gotten us to this point of just whakae. Like this freaking kava that we, conjured up, dude. Right. And so we're like, dude, those guys drink berries, bro. We drink gravy. So we named it the House of Gravy, and then somebody's like, HOG, bro, the hog farm, because we're Wakas. And I was like, shut up, dude. And we just rolled with it. Stuck, yeah. And I think, so the hog farm, when we started it, and then we started mixing like that for a long time, until some of us started having health problems, right? And we kind of seen the light. The older we got, the more responsible we got with it. Right. And then with kava, so when I put the pipe down, when I stopped in 2006, kava was what kind of was my pillow, bro. That's what alleviated that fall. Was I then sat down in these circles with my best friends, and we would sit there, and I would drink that langakete away, and it helped me in that sense. And dude, that's another thing too, man. It's like, I seen another YouTube video of these girls, giving their opinion on kava. You know what I'm talking about? Bro. Yeah. And they got a big comments are like...
They got a lot of lashback, or,
a lot, dude. And I mean, I can see both sides. So you got, a girl whose dad, just kind of went fight kava. But that was the way it was back then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Dads didn't come home. They didn't. Like, they went yate and they would straight to the mix and then right back to yate. You know what I mean? That's how it was.
Yeah.
But, I could see, her point of view, like she felt that, as she was the oldest child, the girl I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She was the oldest, so a lot fell on her shoulders to care for her younger siblings. But then everybody jumped on her. And to me, kava was my saving grace. If it wasn't for kava, bro, I don't know what I would have turned to something and definitely been abusive to it. But it saved me and a few of my boys. Like kava was there for me like that. Yeah, I don't mix like that. You mix, Marvin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. I mean, I can see like that. Dude, also, one of the comments on the videos was like, the spirit is definitely not present in a kava circle. So the fuck what? The spirit's not present when I'm taking a shit.
Right.
Does it have to be there? Come on, man. I will be the first to admit the spirit is something that is important. It exists.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the spirit is not there during shut the hell up, dude. Yeah, man.
Something I like to on your Instagram, you do these cover talks. Is it cover talks? Like these things where you're like 1, 2, you know what I mean? Like man, those were, I guess you're just faded or you're just high faded, and bro. So all of a sudden, here comes these lessons from Kolo.
So the thing with those videos is like, since I live, the hog farm is based in Rose Park.
Okay.
I live in Harribin. That's like the
opposite end, right?
And so my only choice is to mix by myself. So when I mix, it's damn near the same mix as when we started in '97. I'm trying to, I can't do these marathon sessions like, when the boys are together.
Just do a power hour, yo.
Bro, it's
1 hour and done.
It's an 8-ounce bag, right? It's an 8-ounce bag and then like 5 bottles of water. So it's thick. Wow. Like, oh man, my bill, like I'm holding the puke back just talking about it, bro. But I'll kill that bowl and then I'm just on cloud 9.
Right.
And then I'm like, it's a good idea? a fucking Instagram video. And then I'll get on there and then I won't even realize it until the next day. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, freaking idiot, dude. And then, like, you know, there will be already so many comments. I was like, all right, whatever, leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's some Kava, dude. This is Kava Lake City for sure.
That's some people say. Well, I guess we can just get into this Instagram thing, you know, now that we're talking about it. If you don't know, go ahead and follow him, Mike Kolo, at Mike Kolo, right?
Yeah,
on Instagram. And, you know, it's just Mike Kolo giving his thoughts, giving us his opinions and his ideas, you know. But I don't know, man. That's why I wanted to have you on, just to talk about, you know, these Instagram videos. And that's where I first saw you. Yeah. And then I was just like, dude, this guy is hilarious. Not only is he hilarious, he just like, there's actually some truth behind some of the stuff he's saying, you know? Right. I just wanted to have you on to talk about, you know, like a lot of these things. And so, man, it's cool to hear, you know, like not only like the story that you have, you know, that you coming up, you know, and but also, you know, how'd you get into Instagram, I guess? And, you know, I guess not how'd you get into it, but how'd you know that you were like a star, or not a star, but you know what I mean? How'd you know just your first video, or just kind of like building over time?
It started from being a kid, and I don't know if the editing is so good on here, but I'm kind of dark, bro. You know what I mean? And that is a handicap when you're a Tongan in Utah, bro. Like you. So growing up, I always got it. Yep. I was like, hey, tamashi uri uri mon. You know what I mean? So I started thinking like, oh, dude, maybe
something's wrong with me.
Something's wrong with me. What the heck? And so, like, you know, I kind of like, I was given a certain leadway in when I would say something like, oh, he's dark, just leave him alone. Dude, our people, they call it laulano, all right? Yep. The Tongans call it laulano.
Color, yeah, like reading color.
Yeah,
like...
they will, the lighter you are,
Isn't that interesting?
Dude, it's nuts, right?
Right? Yeah. I guess, how far back was it? How many generations back was it like, oh, white is the pure, or white is, whether it's pure or whether it's like the better, you know what I mean? Like, dude, the darker you are, something's wrong with you, or, you know, like you're not as beautiful.
My mom is really fair. Very fair. Like, she looks like a straight up European white lady. Right. And then here I am. I'm looking like, you know, the little adopted African kid with this white lady. You know, she's looking like Angelina Jolie walking her little African kids around. And dude, like, it's crazy. Then my younger brother right below me, my little brother Mosese, he's it's Moses, but, you know, same way I'm
twist,
Kolo, Michael. My little brother Mo, he's just as white as my mom, right?
So there's
you got my
connecting
dark
you
ass.
two as brothers, right?
Yeah, like, and then are you? the younger, the baby one, he's like a perfect caramel flavor. So you got dark chocolate, vanilla, and then caramel,
right?
And you got my mom and dad. My dad's not even that. I don't know. They always clown on each other, like, oh, he's got the fede mea skin. You know, my dad will tell my mom, like, no, that's halalo. Right. That's how halalo look. But yeah, dude, I always got it as a kid, and like they would always be like, he's dark, let him say what he wants. And so, you know, growing up, I was like, yo, fuck you. Even in church, bro, like, you know, there was like all the old folks would be like, oh, liberty was our ward.
Liberty. Oh, nice.
And so, you know, growing up, that was pretty much where it came from. And then when it hit social media, dang, I think it started with Twitter.
So you jumped on Twitter first?
Dude, we were, I had a huge following on Twitter. But then, I mean, Twitter, you know, you're typing stuff that people read. And yeah, man, Twitter was chill. It was cool, man. And
then when Instagram came out, did you jump on it right away?
Jumped on it, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. This is Mike Kolo, the account that I'm on right now, is actually like my fourth account.
Oh, because you get banned or what?
No, right? Should have been. No, I just
keep creating new ones.
Yeah, man. I ended up just deleting it and starting over again, and then regretting it. whatever. Yeah.
But the videos that you have out now, you know, a lot of whatever you're saying, to me at least, is like, man, this guy has no filter. You know what I mean? But to you, is it like, that's just the normal, you know, the normal?
That's it, bro.
Right. That's all you get.
But I mean, that's Instagram Kolo. That's the face that I put out.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to, I'm not going to water down anything when I'm on there. It's comedy. I'm here to make you laugh. But like, you know, with the Tongans, it's like I try to put it more towards the Tongan way of comedy. You know what I mean? The Tongan way of comedy is totally different from the Palangi way of comedy. Like you could call, take for instance, somebody's riding their bike and they eat it. They just freaking eat it. Palangi would be like, dude, you suck. Bro, look at you, dude. You suck, dude. Right. Don't ever touch the bike again. The Tongans will be like, Shana, you ride your bike just like your dad. You know, they'll say something like that.
Or whatever village you're from, they attribute it to that village. Yeah? Like, oh, that's how the Filipinos ride the bike.
That's exactly what I mean. And so I'll try to like aim it towards that way of stuff. There's some crude, like, I didn't realize that comedy was like, I don't know if you ever heard of Anthony Jeselnik.
No.
I mean, there's lines in comedy like you don't cross, and that dude is one of them, bro. He's one of them, dude. And like, I don't want to ever like get into that spectrum of comedy because like it's brutal. It's dark, brutal comedy. And so but I have fun with it. I like it.
Yeah. And then talk about your following. You have a lot of following on there, and then and earlier you mentioned people hit you up to do a Tongan video. Do people hit you up with different ideas and different stuff to do, or how's that with your following?
So I got followers that don't speak any English. I got American, New Zealand, Australian followers. But I've done a few videos like purely in Tongan, and dude, that gave me like hundreds of Tongans from Tonga, from New Zealand, following me, expecting that.
Right.
And then, I'll do a couple of videos or whatever, the regular stuff, and they'll be like, Shana, I ain't have video Tonga. I ain't video Tonga.
Wow.
I'll be like, dude, fuck you, dude. The hell? Tell me what to do. I'm not your freaking clown to dance with. You know what I mean? I took it like that. But, the Tongans aren't shy, bro, when it comes to stuff like that, especially in the DMs, but they are not shy. I had a dude, oh man, I did a video and the lighting was like horrible, bro. And so my nose looked hella white, right? And then he wrote something like, he DM'd me, he goes, I don't fly your me pauta. And I wrote, I was like, what the, I wanted to respond like, oh, dude, it's white because your mom bleached her asshole, and I freaking, I wanted to write something like that.
Right.
But then, I was like, oh yeah, bro, yeah, you're right. Yeah, my nose is white, dang it. Oh, bastard. But, they're not shy, dude. The Tongans are the worst ones.
Dang. Where do you get your ideas from? Or I guess you say kava? You just drunk off kava and then, or is there like, do you sometimes sit down and
these are the effects of the chemicals that I fed this brain,
the
bro.
imbalance in your...
Yeah, so they have to come out somehow, man. But yeah, it's all random.
Man, that's cool. Well, I think... is there something you want to do with this comedy thing? You want to take it farther? Like
stand-up is the ultimate dream, bro. But this COVID's got us all on lock, dog. You know what I mean? I want to do stand-up, man.
Imagine a Tongan stand-up comedian,
Dude, there's a couple.
Oh, yeah?
There's a couple out there. Leti Faitala, you had him on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he introduced me to this dude. He does comedy. Man, Israel something. Dude. He's funny, dude. Right. But he's been doing it for a minute. But I mean, you got Leti's hilarious too, man. The Yosamo boys.
Yeah, Yosamo.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love all that, man.
Man, I don't know. What do you think? as Polynesians, because we have our own, our own style or our own, just like you said, like Tongan, but I'm sure we have our own Polynesian style of comedy. What do you think we can offer the comedy world as Polynesians? You think we can do it just as good as them, or even better, maybe? Or
I don't think there's anything we can offer them, but I know we need it, like ourselves. I mean, like we have gone to the point that we just have our own comedians for us,
right?
Just for the white folks got theirs, even blacks got Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and then that's their demographic. Their demographic is, the black folks, the black struggle. And like, the white conservatives are looking at it like, shut the fuck up, dude. You know what I mean? And they go listen to Bill Burr or whatever. Like, we need our own, man. And so, Yosamo comes into play.
Right.
Leti Faitala comes into play. Or even like Tua Kealoha.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's doing it. He's trying to
into some stuff. Yeah,
yeah, man. Not even necessarily comedy, but he's doing film and stuff.
Yep.
I respect, man. I like that stuff, man.
Yeah, I forgot. The guys out in New Zealand, I think they did a lot of comedy
The
too.
Laffy Samoans,
yeah,
right?
They were like kind of like for me the originals. I'm sure there's other. I don't know, but it was cool to see, those guys doing some funny stuff as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think that maybe sometimes we limit ourselves too much. What do you think on that?
Heck yeah.
As Polynesians, like we have to be football players, right? Or we only have like the certain path as like females or males. But we can be just as funny. Yeah.
You're either a football player or you're a crip.
A Tongan Kolipi.
Tongan Kolipi. So you're a football player, you're a crip. And if none of that works out, you yate or you go work for Delta. So Delta, right? The airline industry, dude, is so filled with like, the ex-NFL players or whatever. And like, even they'll tell you like, man, it was nice, but it would have been, I should have, freaking concentrated on school.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? I got that degree to fall back on. They already had the full ride or whatever. And man, yeah, there's, I hate the fact that we grow up and that's the only paths that they lay out in front of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, not to throw anybody under the bus. So I won't mention any names, but there was a youth conference, and this youth conference, one of the speakers was a coach at a college here in Utah, and the whole time, this coach spoke nothing, only about football. You know what I mean? Like not saying that. I don't know how to put it. He made it to the kids, these young impressionable minds, that you need to take care of football to take care of your parents.
Right.
Do football. That's the only way you can make it out of, whatever hole you're in. That's the only way you'll be happy. And I was like, come on, man, really? There's so many other, ways out of, to help your parents other than football. Be a lawyer. Even if it comes to yate, be a general contractor. There's a lot of money in everything. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of whack, dude. I didn't like that. But I looking back at my own upbringing, going to school, that's the way it was laid out for me and my friends. That's exactly the way it was laid out. So.
I think for us, even for me too, growing up, that was kind of like the path.
Right? Dude.
Coming out of Koko, But maybe it was just the fastest, or the easiest path without, maybe our parents didn't know. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation
Plus,
about
you guys breed some killers out there, bro, on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
That's why it was easy for me coming up to be like, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
Because there was others in front of me. Like, there was like a whole bunch of, people in front of me. And so that's why it was easier.
That's cool. That's cool.
Now that, now that I'm on the other side of, now that I'm done playing football, we could be just as good doing anything else. Right.
Anything.
And then we limit not that we limited ourselves, but, at the time that was just the vision.
I wonder if they're, because it's easy for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Banging heads is easy for us. It's in our DNA to just wreck a dude's face
Yep.
That's, opposing, standing us between us and the ball or the touchdown. It's easy for us. So I think.
Another thing I think too is on the mental side of football, because you got to learn the playbook and stuff.
Right.
Because we're the visual learners. At least I feel like I'm a visual learner.
Yeah.
It's easy when somebody tells me, "Oh, you see that guy right there? You go and hit that guy," or like this guy in front of you. So it's easily laid out,
Yeah.
But if you like go to school, you need to like everything in the textbook. Like
exactly.
I can't, in my mind it just goes crazy because I can't see what you're talking about, But
definitely. Yeah.
maybe that's why we're visual learners. So it's easy.
Football definitely isn't calculus.
Right.
Yeah.
You see that guy in front of you, hit that guy.
Yeah.
Protect your quarterback from that guy hitting
you destroy him. You destroy him. Yeah,
exactly.
man, I can see that. Maybe football is that avenue. It's the easiest course.
Right. But it's good to see nowadays more people coming up in fields that, require more mental.
Right.
Like there's more, we have a Samoan astronaut. And there's actually a Samoan astronaut. There's even just people being lawyers and doctors.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like your mom being a nurse. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in that field.
I dig that.
And so it's cool to see, and especially with you trying to be, or trying to come up in the stand-up comedy. It's kind of crazy that we're just breaking into that space. I don't know. Maybe there are people out there. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't know of any. But
or even if it's not me, man, I'm hoping I inspired the next Tongan Kevin Hart, the next little Samoan Dave Chappelle. Go out there, just do it. But I mean, I think another part of like doing the comedy thing is the old. We grow up in these households where it is completely respectful. I don't dare say the F word in front of my mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll say F, but even that's like...
you're going to get that look from your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And that's what I think with our peoples is that's the hardest barrier to overcome. I mean, if comedy was something to do,
right,
you choose to do.
Man, I want to say too, just kind of going off of the comedy, talking about trying to get into stand-up, but because of COVID, man, how crazy has this year been, huh?
Dude, so I tried it, right? Like I got a notebook of material that I wrote.
That's
and like
fun.
when I'm up there, when I'm speaking it, when I'm going over my lines, and there's a certain way you gotta like tell the joke, you know what I mean? Or else it's gonna fall flat. And so I was sitting there and I was like, hold on, let me try this. And I put a mask on to tell the joke, and it is completely useless, bro. There's no way you can be funny with a mask on, dude. And I was telling my wife, I was like, oh, dude, this isn't gonna work with a mask on. So it's not even funny. It's not even close to funny. And then I was thinking, what are other things that like totally take away from something? And then I was like, the Aloha shirt demasculates the shit out of any man. It doesn't matter, bro. Conor McGregor could be drunk and like looking for a fight. If he had an Aloha shirt on, you'd be like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Right.
They'll out here and beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? The Aloha shirt is the ultimate unmanifying thing created to man. And dude, the mask, bro. There's no way you can make anybody laugh with a mask on. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, and then, COVID screwed me over. Damn it, COVID.
Yeah, just not only with like stand up or just our daily lives, right?
Yeah.
What's going on, and
hell yeah,
man, having to wear masks. What are your thoughts on that?
So coming from Salt Lake, right? Salt Lake has a mask order. Everybody's masked up everywhere. There's a gas station just around the corner from the studio here. I stopped by there to get a drink, bro, and nobody was wearing masks.
Utah Kolo is a little more lax,
right? Huh? So I walked in there and I'm looking around, and everybody's just. I got my mask on. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm too dark to have that pleasure, So I got my mask on, and people are looking at me like, "Dude, what are you doing, bro?" Like they're actually giving me this weird look. Where in Salt Lake, it's the other way around. If you don't have a mask on,
they look at you that way, right?
And they're like, "Oh, all right, fuck me, huh? Fuck my life. Hey, go ahead and breathe, whatever." Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But everywhere, even my daughter, we had her kindergarten interview. They gotta like, see where your kids are at before they start the school year. Like all the kids were masked up in school. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know.
Did speaking of school for your kids, did they have the option of homeschool, or they just like go in school, or is it like half day or like every other day they go to school? What is that like?
My two younger ones that are in school chose the distance learning.
Okay.
So they got their little laptops that they got from the school to learn
stay at home.
Those Zoom meetings. And then my older daughter, she's a senior. She's she's like, Dad, I have to go. Yeah, I have to go. This is my senior year.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, all right, just be safe. But dude, there's all sorts of conspiracy theories about COVID too. You heard?
Yeah, talk about that.
Dude. So from what I heard, I mean, and me, I'm playing it safe, bro. I don't give a damn if they're saying, well, it's more about compliance. They just want to see if you're going to do it, right. See if you're a sheeper. I'm not going to risk it, bro. I got little kids, man. I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
So I mask up. But then so every hospital, I'm thinking like somewhere on the East Coast, Virginia, New York or whatever, for every COVID patient that they receive, or I don't know if they treat or have passed away or whatever, if that person had COVID, and passed away, that hospital receives, I think the figure was like $39,000.
I heard.
Right? So dude, right? So there's a guy, dude got blasted. He got shot in the chest a couple times. And when he was brought into the emergency room, said, I can't breathe. Right away, oh, that's COVID.
Right?
Never mind the 2 fucking bullets in his chest. That's COVID. Then he dies, and they're like, yeah, he died of COVID. Like, come on, man. I mean, that in that case, people are like saying, dude, it's the hospitals trying to get money. And then, I don't know, man. That's so crazy, dude.
Right. And even this whole thing with vaccines.
Right.
Like if they're going to give the vaccine, like, I'm not going to force my kid, or you know what I mean? Like,
dude.
What is, what are people going to do, I guess? And so I think that's the crazy
thing. There's a chip in the vaccine. It's all,
or even the people doing the testing, the swabbing, they're like, they're inserting like a chip in you. Or like, I heard all kinds of stuff with that too.
Yeah, man. Nuts. Or they were saying, some lady said that she had just put an unswabbed swab.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. And it came back
positive for COVID. Oh man, yeah. This is a huge freaking clusterfuck is the word. Clusterfuck, yeah.
So do you remember what the beginning of 2020 was like? Was it like I'm going to have a good year? Or,
it was good when my Chiefs won the Super Bowl, bro.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And,
that was the high, right?
And that was the end of the world, bro. It was cursed. From that point on, the world just went to shit. Yeah, hell froze over when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So this is the result.
Who knows if we're even going to have an NFL season this year, right?
For real, dude.
I mean, some like the Pac-12, they canceled their season.
Canceled.
Or, I forgot who other, but I think some of the Southern, like SEC is still going to go, I think. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's what I remember. But
and then Utah doesn't want to play BYU, so that counts as a win.
9-0 or what?
We'll take the W, Utah. Thank you.
But yeah, dang. I mean, just even like the whole starting with COVID, and then it got into like some Black Lives Matter, and then now it's getting into like this pedophilia. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that kind of crazy? Like how it's kind of started with COVID, but
bring on that asteroid already, bro. Just end it already. Let's call it quits. Let's just all go. Let's meet up in the lobby in the afterlife. This is bullshit.
And then now we're getting into election. You know what I mean? Right. So there's all kinds of how crazy has this year been, man? And who knows if it? I mean, I know it's never going to go back to normal. But who knows what the new normal is going to be like?
For real.
So I think that's going to be even crazier.
Dude, and then all this Trump, Biden. Oh, man. I don't know, bro. The Trump was... I mean, I can't say... So I asked a friend of mine at work, right? My boy Dempsey. I asked my boy, I said, hey, bro, where you at with all this liberal and conservative stuff? Where do you fall? And he goes, bro, I'm in the stay in your lane demographic. And I was like, yeah, bro, me too. And then he said, yeah, I'll call an asshole when I see one. That's it. So there's assholes on each side, and I'm an equal opportunity asshole freaking acceptor. Right. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Me too, bro. That's where I'm at. So I mean, like, the weird thing is, if you're liberal or if you're conservative, you already have a set stance on an issue.
Right.
All right. So let's take, for instance, George Floyd. Right. Liberals, you knelt on a black man's neck until he died. That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
The conservative end was like, that black man held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. He was already a piece of shit. Why does it matter that he died?
Right.
You know what I mean? Both sides got, their
stance on it,
issues on it. And like, I'm in the middle, like, I could go either way. You know what I mean? But I remember Lala's interview with you, bro. Lala said, dude, my experience with cops has been good. I can't base my opinion, on things like that because I've never encountered anything like that. Dude, I'm the same way, bro. When Lala said that, I was like, dude, me too, bro. The cops have never, they've never done that to me. I mean, I don't know, man. Freaking, and then that video, did you see that video, that dude and his fiance in the hotel room? That Tongan cat from San Jose, I think.
No, I haven't.
They beat the shit out of him, bro. Paya Taquaf was his name. They beat the hell out of him because they came and told him, keep the music down. And he was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And then another cop was like, let me see your ID. And he's like, no, I don't need to give you my ID. So they ended up kicking him out. And dude, they ended up beating the hell out of him. I mean, that's never happened to me. But I know from now on, though, maybe that never happened to Paya Taquaf before that. But Paya Taquaf is going to be like, fuck the police from here on out for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So all these black folks that have taken that stance have obviously been through some shit like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just going off of what you're saying, I too agree with, just the middle lane. I could go either way, on some certain situations I could go this or, I could do that. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think just nothing's worked in government for hundreds of years, whether you're Republican or Democratic. So let's figure something out. Let's get a new, let's get Mike Kolo for president.
I put up a video where I kind of said something about everybody just police themselves. You know what I mean? Let the Tongans police the Tongans. Let the blacks police the black. You know what I mean? Yeah. It makes sense. And then I think it would solve a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna go and approach Congress with an idea. I mean, it's borderline segregation, but it would make sense. It would stop a lot of these problems from coming up because you call the police. 99% of the time here in Utah, at least, it's gonna be a Palangi dude, and he's gonna show up.
Right.
This 150-pound Palangi dude's gonna stop my 300-pound brother-in-laws from beating the shit out of each other. The only equalizer he has is that 9mm.
Right.
That's all he's going to... It's a bad situation for everybody involved. So, man, I think there's got to be another way, bro.
Yeah,
there's
I agree.
There's got to be, man.
I think just going off of what you're saying, because, like with culture, like the Tongan culture, or like just Polynesians in general, like if we police our own, we know the cultural barriers, or we know what to do or what not to do,
Right.
Whereas a Palangi who comes in, he doesn't know that, or you're not supposed to do, or it's offensive in the Tongan culture, or offensive in the black culture,
seriously.
I don't know, just think about that. But another thing I wanted to bring up to see what your thoughts are. What about this Karen? You talking about police calling the police 99%?
For real,
what are your
bro?
Karen thoughts? Or Kevin, I think is for the dudes.
The dudes are Kevins, yeah.
Kevins and then Karens.
Dude, I don't know. I think Karens need to face some sort of... There's got to be a charge for that, man. You know what I mean? Filing a false report or making a false claim. Oh, man. Some of these... I think... A lot of that has to do with, them running to the police their entire lives. No, that's the only thing you can fall back on. You can't resolve an issue on your own. You know what I mean? If somebody disagrees with you, you automatically go to the cops because they disagree with. Who the fuck do you think you are to call the authorities on me because I disagree with something? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, some of these people are just so entitled, man, and I don't know how to handle that either.
I know, that's crazy. Man, I just like on Instagram, there's a page of Karens in the Wild or Karens Gone Wild.
I follow that page. Yeah. That page is like one of my favorite pages, bro.
I love watching that, but sometimes it gets to me. I'm like, these stupid, you know what I mean? So it just.
All right, hey, how about the lady who tells the Native American girl to go back where you came from?
Wow. Okay, where? Like,
she told the Native American go back to where you come from. The girl's like, I'm here.
This is me.
And then I think she ended up slapping the pito, dude.
Right.
Man.
That's some crazy stuff.
They gotta lower the assault punishments, I'm thinking. That'd be nice. You know what I mean? Just let them square up. Whoever hits the ground is the loser. You were wrong.
Right. No matter. If you want to talk, or if you talk a big game, you better have those hands for the big game too.
If you're willing to fight about this, right. let's do this.
That's crazy. Yeah. But I think one thing I wanted to get into before I forgot was your wife. She's an entrepreneur.
Oh man.
Talk about her. What she's into and where she can. So where we can find her stuff, and then
Tausinga events, right, or LT events, desserts and events. She does these desserts, bro. If you've ever had, I'll get you some, bro. I'll bring some to you. But dude, these desserts she makes, bro, are freaking killer, and she sells them, and dude, they're a big hit. She does events. Like she'll come and decorate whatever your theme is.
Okay.
She's good at it. Damn, I'm not just gassing her because she's my wife. Like she gets down, bro. Like, and she's a perfectionist.
Right.
So like, if I'm there, I'm just dumb muscle moving stuff around. She's doing her thing. She's Leonardo da Vinci with this shit, man. And I'll just me and my son are. Yeah, we're dumb muscle when
just
it
helping
comes
out.
around.
Yeah. Well, so where can people find her, or find her like how
LT
to get a hold of her?
Events, Leah Tausinga events. She's on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, LT desserts and events. She changed it around, but just search Leah Tausinga.
Okay.
And she's right there. She's blocked me, bro, on her personal account. Her personal account, dude. My wife blocked me. Lex801, LEKS 801. Okay. None of you perverts follow her, okay? Don't do it. Lex801 is her account. She's blocked me. She's blocked me for years now.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, why do you block me? She said she hates people messaging her about my videos. She's like, I don't give a damn about his videos. I'm with him the whole damn day. I know what he's doing. So you don't need to tell me he's funny. Like, so she hates it, bro. So a lot of people, that hit her up for the events.
Isn't that funny? They go through her to get to you instead of directing, straight to you. Or
my wife, she'll be like, yeah, they hit me up to come and do an event. And like the first thing that your husband's hilarious. And I was like, I'm sorry, hon. She goes, yeah, it's fucking bullshit. So I don't give a damn if you're hilarious. Not that she's hating on me, but I mean, she's immune to my humor. Is the thing, you know what I mean?
It doesn't phase her anymore.
It doesn't phase her. She's actually kind of picked up on it. But like she'll clown back just as hard.
For us on the outside, it's brand new or it's something different.
Right, dude.
I get where she's coming from.
Yeah, she's so used to it. It's almost like I have no power in making her laugh anymore.
Right.
Like sometimes, we'll see something. We'll see something happen, and then I'll go to say something about it, and she'll say it before even I say it. I'm like, oh, wow, dude. Hell yeah.
Dang, she might even be better than you? Is that what you're saying?
And my wife got that sharp mouth too, bro.
Man, something I wanted to bring, or I just thought about too, was like, talk about communication as Polynesian. Well, Tongans, because the culture we grew up.
Yeah.
We don't know how to communicate, but through humor, that's our communication, right? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Like, like parents not even saying I love you or saying good job, son,
Yeah, dude.
But at the same time, they're the first ones to tell you suck, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's their way of expressing emotions, I guess.
I've never seen my mom and dad hold hands. I've never seen them kiss, but I know they love the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Right. I know it. And so, yeah, they definitely, there's a certain way of communicating that is nonverbal. I mean, it's hard to put into words. I mean, it's almost physical. It's like non-existent altogether, but it exists.
Did you see that meme on I want to say Facebook or just somewhere on social media? It's like Polynesian parents don't even touch each other,
right?
But 9 kids later, you know, no kinds of physical contact. No, like you said, no kissing, no touching, but all of a sudden, or 10 kids come running out. You know?
It was like dude. Or there was that Yo Samo video or something like that where he's like I think it was Yo Samo, but he's in a car with his Palangi girlfriend, and they're about to go into to his family eating or something, and he's explaining to her like, when we go in there, it's gonna be like I don't even know you. Okay, don't even look at me.
Right.
Don't even hold my hand. Don't even try to make eye contact with me. It's gonna be almost like I hate you. You know what I mean?
Having to explain that, you know, because
and she's like, "What the fuck? What kind of culture is this?"
And even me when I first got here to Utah, you know, came in 2013, and then we, you know, just going to our local ward, the Palangi ward, and then just seeing all the couples, you know, rubbing each other's backs at church, you're like, that's weird, you know. At least to me, that was weird. But you know, all of a sudden, you know, just like you get used to it because you're here in the Palangi ward. But to us as Tongan, you know, as Polynesians, that never happens.
Man,
sorry, go.
I got a cousin too that married a non-Polynesian, right? And she's, I guess, you know, she's used to being lovey-dovey,
right?
All the public displays of affection, and man, I remember. So the two first cousins of mine that grew up with me are very outspoken, bro, as you know, most Polynesian women are. And so he shows up with her. The first time we ever met her, it was a family barbecue, and he shows up with her. He lays out the blanket, you know, on the grass, and he sits down, and she sits down on top of him, bro. And we're looking at him like, what the heck fuck are you doing, bro? You have a death wish right now, dude? What are you doing? And so, you know, finally the awkwardness got way too much, you know, and my sister walked over there. Freaking, and we were far away, but we could see, you know, from the little Palangi girl gets up and just runs, bro. She's running back to the car. My cousin's all pissed off, you know, his little girlfriend got molded or whatever. But it's just, you don't do it.
Right.
You don't do it. And I think, I don't know, I like it. I like that part of our culture. Like, keep that behind closed doors, man. Nobody wants to see you all hugged up.
Yeah. And then I guess, just like you kind of mentioned, with you and your wife, and then now that you have kids, is there some things from our culture that you are teaching them? Or maybe some things from the culture that you don't want to teach them?
Oh, man. Dude. Well, I mean, like you said about the... do we all got perverts in our family, bro?
Talk about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got... Dude, I can name 3 uncles off the top of my head right now that like, oh, hell...
They got the creepy eyes. Or they
straight
got the...
up. Or, you know, something has happened before.
Right.
You know, I mean, you keep them away. Like, they come to the family function and stuff. They're at a table by themselves. Nobody, you know, somebody go throw him some dog scraps or something. But, you know, we have to invite him because, you know, that's got to stop, dude. Straight up.
Yeah, they got to be held accountable, right?
Straight up.
We got to stop with our generation at least. Got to call them out, yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't give a damn how close. I've said it, too. Like, I have 2 younger brothers, bro. And so... we've been through the shittiest of times. You know, we've shared our happiest moments together. But if there ever comes a time that one of my kids, you know what I mean? And it comes down between one of my kids and one of my brothers, I will blow my brother's heads completely off, bro. Right. Without any hesitation. Straight up. And I mean, that's something that the generations before us can't say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they've allowed it to happen this far. They've allowed
it. And it's come from a long line. I mean, from, you know what I mean? From way back when.
Yeah.
And my brothers know. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not.
That they are, right. But at the same time, you know, like, especially with your kids, you know, because you have daughters, when, you know, we go to family functions or go meet different family, you know, like the whole Fei Walkie thing, you know, like if they're not comfortable with that uncle, just say, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. You don't have to, you know what I mean?
Oh,
whether you know it or not, or whether something happened or not, you know, if they're not comfortable, you know, you don't want to perpetuate that whole drama, you know, and be like, hey, it's okay. Just tell uncle, okay, uncle, this is my daughter, you know, and that's it. You don't have to go kiss him, you know. You don't know he's doing something.
Daddy's got his 9 milli and to act right, or he's going to get a freaking couple bullets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, man, you got to protect your kids, especially nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
Have to. Scary, man.
It's a crazy, you know, a different world we live in, you know? I mean, just growing up in the world, in Rose Park where you grew up, you know, you were able to go outside and run around and play in the park, you know?
Exactly.
But nowadays,
dude,
it's different, yeah.
You got a little pedophile radar or whatever, a little sex offender radar app.
You just don't know who's next to your neighbor, you know?
Dude, they're everywhere. Dude, in 2011 or 2010, Murray, Utah was the most dangerous city in the U.S. For crime. Is what
Murray.
they were. Well,
dang, that's crazy.
What it was is that Murray... the businesses within Murray were sex offender friendly. So these sex offenders who would get out of prison would flock to Murray because that's the old place where the only jobs would hire them, right? So when you were in Murray and you hit up that sex offender registry app or whatever, bro, it was just a red screen. Your phone,
your dots are screen covers the whole screen.
Bro. Murray was considered like. And I was like, oh, man, that's bad news, dude.
Right.
I don't condone any of that at all, man. Any crimes against kids.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I guess as Polynesians, what are some things we have to unlearn?
That's one.
You kind of mentioned that, right?
Yeah, dude, definitely. Man, there's I don't know. I like the culture the way it is, but I mean, being that protective of that, be protective of your family, your kids, or whatever. But learn who to protect. You know, I mean, learn who to. Don't protect the pedophile, man.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Yeah, that's a big thing that we need to learn to do is hold them accountable.
Right, and then what do we as Polynesians have to offer the world?
I think I think our humor, you know what I mean, being able to laugh at stuff. I mean, for me at least, like those 9 years of my life spent on meth, like I can laugh at it. I can seriously. I look back and I'm like. There's some shit that happened during those times that's horrific, but yet at the same time, like, I'm not gonna look at it like that. But I think, laugh at your pain in a way, which is weird because we just mentioned, you know, all this. Don't laugh at that pain.
Right. Not that pain.
Prevent that pain.
Right.
Prevent that pain by, you know, do it. But the other stuff, the little. You lose a job here and there, the life lessons, whatever. You got to learn to laugh, man. I think us poly folks have I think we can teach the world that. I think that's our biggest thing is laugh at your pain. Smile, that there's something funny about it somehow.
Amen. Well, brother, appreciate the time, you know, and just to bring this all to an end, I just have some questions just to get to know you a little better.
Yeah, dude.
Some rapid fire questions.
All
So,
right.
the first thing that comes up, let us know what takes up too much of your time.
My phone, bro. My phone.
And your followers. What do you wish you knew more about?
I wish I knew more about weight loss, bro.
Don't we all?
You know what I mean? Teach me more about weight loss.
What or who inspires you?
My wife is my biggest inspiration.
Oh,
Such a hustler.
What are some things you had to unlearn?
Man, I had to unlearn my damn, that's a hard one, Marvel.
You want to come back to it, or
yeah, let's come back to that.
Cool. What's your favorite book?
Dude, there's so many, man. The Tokyo Mea podcast speaks on Mariner.
Yeah,
dude, I read that in jail, bro. I read that book in jail.
Wow,
and that was like my favorite book from there. But I mean, like horror books were a big thing for me. Stephen King, Dean Koontz, those type of books. Dang, man, there's so.
Glad. When did you get into reading? Sorry if you don't mind me.
Jail,
I kind of like this. Oh, jail.
You know when you're in time, right? When you're in a jail cell, dude. That's the only way to like fly out of the jail cell is when you're in a book, or if there are chemicals to help you. But yeah, dude.
Wow, that's cool.
Reading is definitely, it'll take you to another world. I love it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm glad. Yeah, I like reading too. I enjoy reading, so that's kind of cool that you like.
It's cool, dude.
I mean, just looking at the exterior, you don't think you're a reader. At least I do. I don't think you would be a reader, but for you to come up with this, that's cool.
Yeah,
man.
I love it.
What's special about the place you grew up?
This place where I grew up, I think our biggest. Well, I mean, according to I guess pop culture, Rose Park's famous for the drill team, right? The drill team. You know what I'm talking about? All right, so when I'm on here, I'm sure a lot of your viewers are going to be like, Rose Park, isn't that where the drill team? Yeah, that's those are the little homies, those are the little brothers and stuff. But Rose Park is famous just for the Tongan Samoan unity within the city, which is dude, I gotta shoot my boy, the Tongan Tupac. Out right, he's here. He's in Utah. No. Okay. He's currently I forget where he's at, but he's locked up right now. But I watched some
of his stuff too. That's funny.
He's hilarious, right?
Yeah,
dude. So shout out to I was talking to him, and I told him, where I was from, here, and then his story, bro. All right, his gangbang, like you see his videos. And you're just like, oh, he's just a goofy dude. Yeah, maybe he just got caught up with a robbery. My man is in it, bro. He is, when it comes to the gang life or whatever, he is certified part of his neighborhood. He's from a neighborhood called TFL, called Tongan for Life, out of Long Beach. My man's mom was killed by a Samoan dude who was beefing with his set. Like, his mom, I think she was coming out of her house going to work. The Samoan from the other Samoan neighborhood rolled up onto him looking for him and shot his mom and killed her. I don't know if he wasn't home or what the story behind that was. But I mean, for that, and then so now he's locked up, right? And me and homeboy will talk and stuff. And then he tells me, he's like, bro, I'm a big part of the structure of my gang. And if I don't stop it, it's going to continue. And it like hit me like, your mom died to this shit, bro. And here you are telling me that you have to change it, in that way. In my mind, first hearing about it, I'm like, if I catch that dude anywhere, I'm mutilating his body.
Right.
But then he's telling me like, dude, I got to change it before it happens to anybody else. So I gotta shoot my dude out and let him know, man. We freaking that's the unity that he's talking about. I seen that a lot growing up from where I'm coming from in Rose Park. It's just the Tongan and Samoans riding together. And it's spreading.
Yeah.
Bro, it's spreading. My in-laws, right? And speaking of gangs, I mean, I could. So everybody's got ties to every gang. Or even Laie, right? Laie, you got Laie boys, Haula boys. There are TCs in Laie too, right?
There's some, yeah.
So out here, everybody's related to everybody from every neighborhood. The Tongans, the predominant TCs, of course. You got the TS, the Tonga style gang, and then the baby regulators,
right,
out of West Valley and Kearns, and then we're all related somehow. Okay,
right.
With the regulators, right? They're the ones that the RPH, my Samoan friends, right, had beef with. You know, the regs and RPH had huge beef, hated each other, and we got drug into it with our Samoan homies, of course, right? But now it's different. I mean, it's different. There are Samoans that are banging regulators. You know what I mean? It's come together, and banging would not be good at all. It'd be nice just to put it all away. But I mean, just to see the unity in them coming together like that. I mean, it's almost it's cool. I like it. I dig it, man. Freaking, that's cool. I love my family, from everywhere. Glendale, from Rose Park, West Valley, Kearns, man.
Now that you live in Harriman, you ever go back? Go visit the hood or none?
I go back.
Visit, the old stomping grounds?
I've been out of the hood so long that I go back and then I'm like, I got to go home to Harriman. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's home. Home is in my mind 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That's the home. And I can never go back to that. It's not the same.
Right.
But I mean, like little subtle reminders there. Well, yeah.
Nice. What have you only recently formed an opinion about?
Ooh, I have just recently formed an opinion on guava cake.
Oh,
I hate it, bro.
Oh, okay.
I ate.
Speak on it. Go ahead.
Dude, I got a guava cake. I think I overdid it, so now I hate it. So yeah,
way too much of it.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
And I yacked it all up. And I've never too. So I never had guava cake ever in my life until about 2 weeks ago, and somebody brought like a whole pan. Shana, I
went to town.
I ate like half this cake, and just it came right back out, dude. And it was I'll never eat guava cake ever again.
Does your wife make guava cake for her?
She makes bomb guava cake, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, right.
So she makes none for you.
She makes these guava cake cupcakes that are killer, but I will never touch another guava cake in my life.
What's the luckiest thing that's happened to you?
The luckiest thing I think is, man, I've got too many, bro. But the biggest lucky thing, of course, my wife even considering me, bro. My wife is so out of my league. It's not even funny, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all that's definitely number one. But dude, I'm done with Wendover and Las Vegas, bro. I've thrown away so much money. We were in Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, they got this roller coaster at the New York, right? So my wife is dying to go on it. So we go over there, and we get onto the roller coaster, and then all of a sudden, the thing would come down because I'm too fat. So Shanna has to climb his fat ass out of the freaking roller coaster, take the walk of shame past everybody. Everybody's sitting there like, oh, poor fat guy. And I'm walking away and stuff, and my wife's, sitting there, it's okay, honey, but I'm sitting there embarrassed. I'm like, fuck, why do you want to call this fucking ride? I was pissed off. We sit down at the first machine when we get off the escalators. She pops in a $5 bill, $900, bro.
Wow.
$900, like, wow. So, I mean, if it wasn't for my fat ass, we would have never been at that machine. So that's probably the luckiest. Yeah.
I like that. What song will guarantee to make you dance?
Ooh. Dang. There's so many. Dude, my playlist, Mavel, is everywhere, bro. From indie music to reggae, country.
I like it. Yeah.
Panda music. You ever heard that El Color Tus Ojos, homie? Oh, dog. Yeah, dude. Like there's some cuts, man. But I can't narrow it down to one, bro. Bob Marley, Alpha Blondie.
Okay.
Oh man, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Even like Eazy-E, like Real Motherfucking G's is like one that'll just I'll get my head bobbing when I'm driving. Like
That's when the Colipi comes out. Oh.
Shit, wait. Fucking my dude.
What could you give a 40-minute presentation on with no preparation?
Oh wow. I don't think I have an expertise on anything that would get me to talk for 40 minutes. Even myself, but well, man, I don't know, bro. Dude, I think my brain is on a level of bipolar that not bipolar to where, like the bad bipolar. Right. I think the chemicals that I fed my brain have made it like a bearable bipolar. But dude, like maybe cars.
Okay.
I'm about I think I got like 2 semesters out of a mechanic certificate, and then I stopped going to school. But dude, like I love getting down and dirty.
Okay.
Underneath the hood, man. That's my thing. Nice. I love cars.
What is your dream car?
6'2" Lincoln Continental. Oh man, 6'2" or the outplayed freaking 6'4" Impala, of course. Yeah. 76 Monte Carlo. Oh man,
those old school cars.
Yeah,
huh?
Bro.
That's
definitely
cool. I like that. Well, what are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Oh, the next 10 years. Man, we're looking. Me and the wife got some goals ahead of us.
Nice.
Definitely trying to get into a big house. You know what I mean? Like going back to being humble, right? Me and the wife, when we first started out, I was like, I just want a nice little humble home.
Right.
With nothing fancy. Fuck that. I want people to come by and look at the house and be like, oh yeah, dude, that guy, he overdid it.
Go big or go home. Yeah, I guess.
He's overcompensating. He's got a small pecker. There's no reason he should have a house. You know what I mean?
I was just going to say that about, did you see that meme on Facebook or on social media about, because you said your wife is out of your league.
Yeah.
So they look at you like, oh, what does he have?
Exactly.
Which... the same can be said for me. My wife is out of my league, so he either has a big.
I told that to her, dude.
Or he has a big bank account. I don't know which one of the two is true, but
something's larger in charge.
What hobby would you get into if time and money weren't an issue?
A hobby, I would definitely get into man. But it would have to do with fitness, bro. I think that's the only area in my life that's lacking.
Right.
Other than that, bro, I'm a happy dude. I'm a happy camper. I'm not overly rich, but I mean, I can see the humor in almost anything. And so, I mean, I'm constantly smiling, but I got to take care of myself, man. These kids, I don't want to leave these kids too early, man.
What is something you think everyone should do at least once in their life?
I think everybody should have their ass kicked in their life, bro. Just once. I mean, like not the slap and make you tear up. You need to get the shit stomped out of you. You know what I mean?
I like that.
That would be like, and then you would be able to use that as the catalyst, I guess, in approaching situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Take that ass whooping that those 5 overgrown Tongans gave you, and see if it's worth raising telling the guy who parked in the handicapped parking at the gas station
because he's running cops on him.
Yeah, is it worth that ass whooping for you to be like, hey, you shouldn't park there? Then you'll just shut your mouth. You know what I mean?
A lot less bickering, right? Or a lot less complaining in the world.
Hell yeah,
a lot less of it.
Every man should have his ass beat once in his life, like life-changing ass whooping like that.
When people come to you for help, what do they usually need help with?
My truck, bro. I'm like the only guy with the truck.
Oh, to move stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Which of your scars has the best story behind it?
Oh, dude. Man, I don't know if you can see these fists, bro. These fists these are all teeth marks from somebody or something. I got missing teeth. I took oh man. I got a bullet. There's a bullet hole or a bullet wound in my left calf. I think, yeah. But dude, anyways, I think my biggest, I've got too many scars, bro. I took a tooth getting knocked out when BYU, it's a 4th and 19 play. And I think Max Hall hit somebody on the sideline. I was in a Utah bar called Lumpy's. The only dude in the bar with a BYU jersey on. And so when he hit him for that 4th and 19 and got that first down, I'm the only one. Fuck yeah. Out of nowhere, dude. Boom! Tooth just goes flying, bro. Yeah, I still got half the tooth in my mouth, bro. That's the best scar ever. I love it. I bled for my team. I bled for my...
Not many people can say that, right?
That's a why, buddy.
Dang. What helps you live in the moment?
My kids, man. My kids are so random. Like, they'll suggest stuff at the weirdest time. 4 a.m, they're like, let's play hide and seek. All right, let's do it.
Keeps you young, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And finally, the last question. If you could get back to your village, how or what would you do?
Oh, my gosh. It would... Man... If I could give back, it would, like if I had like some Jeff Bezos type money, bro, like it would definitely be like, I don't know, like some sort of events. I'd build PCC, Salt Lake version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There'd be a PCC here for,
There's
everybody.
Enough people, yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, we're so self-sufficient out here. I mean, you can do anything you want by using poly folks only. Anything. We are in every freaking everything, every industry you can think of. We're a part of it, and somebody's flourishing in it, and I love that. We on a come up, bro. We're gonna take it over, man.
Hey, we're just scratching the surface, right?
Scratching the surface, and the census.
Oh,
we need everybody to fill out the census, even if you're illegal. Go on there and fill it out. If you're illegal, you're like, just do it. Yeah.
Because that allocates money for us, right?
Hell yeah.
And the money that we need in our communities that helps us, the different Big programs we have or
yes, sir.
Things that we need. So, man, Kolo, thank you again, man.
Thank
Anything
you too,
else
bro.
For the kids, for the community, for the village?
The village. I don't know how your followers are gonna take this, bro. I'm kind of different from everybody else that's been on here. I mean, me and Lala, dude. Lala Ellsworth is about 10 years younger than me, right? But I see myself in that dude. He's like, I'm like the original Terminator, and then Lala's like the T-2000, bro, the one that's made out of water or whatever. Like I see a lot of myself in him, in his approach to things. I love it, man.
I want to ask you about these. Every time you guys make references, where do you guys get these references from? It's kind of cool, like with Lala, he talked about like the prom dress for the musubi.
Yeah.
And then for you kind of get like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so interesting how you get these references, and I'm kind of like, where did
it's off the fly, bro? Yeah. It's seriously, it's off top.
And I do see where you're talking about with you and Lala. You know what I mean? Like these references you guys make is just like so crazy because it's like pop culture. Oh, sorry, it's pop culture. You know the references you guys are making, but tied to like Polynesian or tied to whatever you guys are trying to reference.
My man said something like, "Dude, it was genius. It was like." If you're walking on thin on ice, you better dance, Playboy.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that was dope. And then he said something about taking a trip to Guatemala.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I was thinking in my head, dude, what could I just the closest thing I could come up with was like something about the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, twisting off the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, that's not good. Fuck that. Yeah, Lala's a genius when it comes to shit like that. I like that.
Both of you guys at least. But just like you said, he's the newer version, you know, the T2000.
Oh, guaranteed, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Marvel, man.
This was fun.
This was really fun. Hell yeah.
So, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Village Mate Podcast. If you made it this far, good for you. This has been a blast, you know? So, arato, right?
Arato.